Hello everyone, my name is Silverwolf and welcome back to Factorio. Today is another fun day where I recorded this video in the past and I have no sound from my microphone. So, you get to enjoy me reacting to my own video. Well, voiceovering it anyway. So, with this episode, we're starting to look more into advanced material processing. You can see I'm about to run off and just get some more materials here, so I can start building more. But the idea at this point is to start working towards oil processing and advanced oil processing. So I'm just picking up some, putting down a dump chest here. Just throw some of my unneeded items in there, try and clean up my inventory a bit. Just things that I don't really need to carry with me all the time, because I was getting a bit stocked up. I threw those big tanks in there because I don't need those right at this moment. That is something that I will need soonish, but not just yet. So you can see there, I've sort of started to plan out my light oil, cracking light oil into petroleum gas. And right now I'm just crafting a whole bunch of underground pipes in preparation of... And here's the fun part, where I start to dismantle everything that I had. As I've now realized that I'm going to have to rebuild this entire pipeline. And of course I can't snake through there, because I'm not using the right pipes up there to let me snake through. So... yeah, so more destruction of the pipelines. You'll see there, I've sort of cut all that off now. And I'm just going through and dismantling all the pipes and all the connections. I leave that one in place because okay, maybe I don't leave it in place. I was about to say I leave it in place because I can kind of work with it, but I chose not to. So at this point, I've now got to go up the top here, demolish all this, because again, like, this piping isn't gonna work for what I need when I do advanced oil processing. So just tidying up more of these pipes and I get it all out of the way, because basically when you move to advanced material processing, as you'll see later on, there's 3 outputs. I think I've mentioned this in the previous video. It's been a little while, so my memory's a little hazy, but there's 3 outputs, and you need to take into account all of them. Okay, so I just dismantled that one because I decided I wanted to move it. I wasn't happy with where it was positioned, and therefore I decided to move it over here. So I'll just run some pipes up to it. I haven't connected any power, power to it. Okay, I'm doing that as well. Okay, and that's set up for advanced material processing, or advanced oil processing, but I'm not ready to do that yet. As you can see, I need to input water as well. So I'm just looking at some research here, a few options. I decided to go for power armor, as that lets me have, with power armor you can modify the power armor. You can put things in it like different, like exoskeletons, you can put shields in there and stuff like that. It's modular armor, it's really nice. So at this point, I've started to do my piping, and soon it's going to dawn on me that my plan isn't going to work as well as I hoped it would. In that there isn't enough space there to do the piping the way I want. At least with that one. So you can see here I'm just connecting up all those pipes. Ideally what I do is have them all connected, so I can run like all of the same material on the same pipeline. So in this case, petroleum gas, I want all the petroleum gas to come out on the same pipeline, rather than separating it into 2 different ones. So I've just reconnected it at the top there, which will allow processing to continue on the plastics and on the solid fuels. But you can see how I've sort of laid them out, at least on the bottom. The top's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but I've tried to lay them out so they're all... Okay, so at this point I just disconnected those from the top lines. So that bottom line there is only feeding those 3 sulfur production machines. Productors, wow. My brain is clearly not here tonight. So again, the same thing as before, I'm just connecting them all up to a single pipeline. Ideally I want all my petroleum gas to come out on the same pipe. So here I'm just working out on how I'm going to connect it up to the rest of the network. So I'm just setting up some extra piping just so it's all connected up, and that then gets the petroleum gas flowing again. But this is only half the battle, because I now need to put in extra piping, because like I've been saying, there's 3 outputs, and right there you can see it's just dawned on me that they're too close. And because they're too close, that would then output directly onto that line, which won't work. Because if I try to push out heavy oil on that pipeline, it'll then either try and fight the petroleum gas, or the petroleum gas will fill up the line and thus stop the heavy oil production, or any kind of issues like that it can cause. And I can't have them all the same length because I need to connect up the piping somehow. Ideally, I want to connect them all up the same line like I've done with the petroleum gas there, but that only works if the pipes are 3 different lengths. So here I'm now dismantling everything I've just built, because I've realized that it's not going to work the way I wanted. There's just not enough space. So now I've decided to turn it around, figuring that I can connect each plant to each other. And dismantling the piping, the oil piping, because I'll then run that underneath. So just rip all that up, get it all out of the way. I don't need any of it at this point. Because at this point I've sort of decided that I'm going to run the piping around the back for the oil. So I'll run oil production between the two, around the back, and then again around the back of the others. And I plan to turn these top ones around. Or not. Right, I think I just realized that wasn't going to work out the way I had planned either. So I'm now ripping up everything. And we then have the fun job of redesigning my entire oil production, which is not necessarily what I wanted to do, but I don't really have a choice in the matter. Just I didn't lay it out properly initially. So now I have the bright idea of trying to connect them up with each other. So I lay them out opposite each other. And put the last 2 down. That one's a little off, but I'm soon going to realize that I can't put it there anyway, because there's not enough room at the top for the piping to do oil and water piping behind that that refinery. So just place that one back down, and again, here's my bright idea of connecting them all up, but It'll take me a moment to realize that that's not going to work. Because I'm dumb. And I didn't think that they would be opposites. Yep, there we go. So, now in my brain I've realized, oh dear, that won't work because they're on opposite sides. Duh. Yeah. It was a great idea in theory, but my brain just wasn't there. So at this point I've ripped up all these oil pipelines. I'll just bring them, get rid of them all. I'm going to rebuild the entire thing. Kind of not sure what my thought process was there for a minute, where I just sort of went back and forward. So I've disconnected all the power. I didn't like where that power line was placed. And I've just realized now, which I don't think I've realized in-game, that I have sent that in the wrong direction. That insert is in the wrong direction. So I will need to fix that the next time I log in. Or play, I guess, not so much log in, but anyway. The next time I play, I'll need to turn that one around, unless I somehow figure it out in this video, which I don't know if I do. Given I only just noticed it now, I probably won't. Even though it's kind of obvious there that it's pointing in the wrong direction, but I can be incredibly blind sometimes. Especially when I'm focusing on something. I often don't have the attention span for multiple things. Alright, so I'm now clearing out some of the nature. Bloody nature is always getting in the way. Just did it all out. I need more space, because I'm now going to increase my area, I think. You can see up north a bit the neighbors are attacking, but I don't really care too much. Okay, so here, I got an alert that something was destroyed. So the neighbors actually did do something annoying. But I'm still ignoring it for some reason. I don't know why I'm not going and checking that out. Ordinarily, if something was destroyed, that would be a cause for alarm, and I'd have to go and take a look, but apparently not this time. Okay, so here we go. I've scrapped everything. I've ripped it all up. And now I'm going to build it all again. But better this time. So I've just measured it so that I'll still have a 1 block gap after putting down 3 pipes. Those 3 pipes there aren't really going to match up with anything, but that's okay. They weren't so much there to match up as more as a marker of what the line is that I'm going to build them on. So the reason I moved that coal line now, that coal line before, which you can now see, is it allows me the room to put 1 extra refinery down, which even 1 refinery makes a big difference. So right now I'm just putting down some underground pipes rather, behind my refineries. The idea being with these is that I'll be able to run materials across them and they'll be ready for when I need them. Just get the piping in place first and then I'll start running oil up here. At least that's the current plan. This is sort of the way I try and do things when I'm planning. Right, so now I'm going to do the second layer as well. The second row, rather. Why didn't I just move the whole thing over one? Am I going to be intelligent this time? No, I'm not. I offset it even further. So the piping's going to get a bit messy in the middle there, and I probably could have just done it off a single line. Or, well, two single lines. I don't know why. It's okay, that's an oil line. You can connect it up to an existing one. No, apparently I'm not that smart. That's alright. You'll see it take more shape once I'm done. Alright, so here the cliffs are getting in my way. They've actually annoyed me to the point that I want to get rid of them. I don't like getting rid of cliffs, because getting rid of cliffs... certain cliffs are like impassable terrain. So that's for both myself and for enemies. And the idea being that they can't get down there, I can't get up there. It sort of gives me, like, natural safety that they can't destroy. But because they're in my way, and the piping that I plan to do isn't going to work with them there, they have to go. I don't know why. Ah, right. Apparently, I wasn't paying enough attention to the timer, and the episode finished. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I still have one more episode that I've recorded. It is a big episode. It is, I think, close to an hour or half an hour, maybe more. I'm not 100% sure. I know it's not. I know it's less than an hour, but I believe it's somewhere between half an hour and an hour. It is an oil crafting mega episode where I do finish off all my oil production. I don't know if I'm going to release that because it does have the same issues of sound, but we'll see. I kind of don't want to waste it because it's a good episode that I spent a lot of time on. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I do apologize for the quality of this episode, next episode. Well, this episode and last episode of Factorio, and potentially the next one as well. I have worked out what happened and I fixed it, but unfortunately because I recorded all these on the same day, one after the other, I didn't realize things were broken until the end. But anyway, potentially a gacha roll video coming this week. I believe when Eula comes out, I will be recording that. I've already got Eula, but I want extras, so something to look forward to. Alright, bye-bye.